So in this little pool right here is the newest addition to my reptiles. So I can go ahead and take him out. You might be able to guess what he is, because one, he's in the frame, and two, he is in a tub like this. And come here. So right here, this is an adult red-eared slider. He's just about 10 years old. I'm not the original owner of this guy. I got him from some people that no longer wanted him, but he's in somewhat good condition. So luckily they cared about him enough to know that they shouldn't release him out into the wild or anything, because they are technically invasive in North Carolina, and they have been for quite a while. Okay, so he's really not a big fan of being messed with. He's still getting used to his new enclosure, or his new home, I guess. So you can tell he's a male because if he'll stick his feet out, you'll be able to see his long claws in the front, which only males have, and he has a pretty long tail that he doesn't want to show you either, and that's another sign that it is a male. So like I think I already said, he's 10 years old, so he's already pretty close, or I guess that is adulthood, because they can live quite a number of decades. He's opening his mouth right now, probably because I've messed with him quite a bit while setting up his enclosure. And this is what he came with. He came with this pool and a 20-gallon enclosure. They thought it was a 30-gallon, but it's actually a 20-gallon. And he is 7 inches, let's not get bit, from one side of the shell to the other. So that means technically he should have about a 70-gallon enclosure. So clearly that 20-gallon was too small. So I had an empty 40-gallon and I was keeping him in that for the first day, but he really hated it and he really wasn't calming down. So while he gets used to the new home, I'm keeping him in this tub that he came in. So this tub, I think it holds about 50 gallons. I put 20 gallons of water in here, and it's almost halfway filled. And so he's just hanging out on this inside. I've got a heat lamp on him right there with some basking rocks. He came with a filter, which I have set up right there. And then I put a UVB on him. So he's got a couple issues going on. So basically what the previous owners were doing was they were keeping him in this outside during the day, during the warm days, and then in his 20-gallon at night. And then throughout winter, or just the cold months, which in North Carolina lasts for a good few months, he would be kept in the 20-gallon all the time, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what they said. So the problem is he had no heat lamps, no basking lamps, no UVB, or anything. It was just water and gravel. So if you know the issue with that is it can cause quite some problems. So you can see on the top of his shell, or on the front of his shell, he's got some discoloration, and I believe that might be some scale rot going on. There's also some green stuff, and it looks like there might be some fungus growing too. So shell rot in turtles is kind of like scale rot in snakes and lizards, when it's basically they're either being kept in too damp of an enclosure, which they're semi-aquatic, so it's normal for them to be in water a lot of the day. But the issue is he didn't have a basking lamp, so he really wasn't drying off, and he couldn't bask a lot of times. He has that same problem going on the side of his shell and a bit on the back. And the other problem is, if I can turn him around, his shell dips in right here, a lot on the left and a little bit on the right. This is probably some sort of bone problem. It could be metabolic bone disease, I believe it's called, MDB. And this would be caused from him not having proper UVB, which he did not have any UVB lights with him. It sounded like he was being fed a pretty good variety, but not very healthy stuff. So I definitely need to try and work on getting him to eat healthier stuff. I got him to eat some pellets before, and I'm going to put him back because he's getting really nervous. So I got him some more pellets, and I'll be trying to get him to eat those once he gets more used to the setup and stuff like that. So I think we're going to try and get him to start getting used to the 40-gallon enclosure I have set up for him. That is still a bit too small, but it should be good for now. He was in a 20-gallon most of his life for about 10 years, and then this during parts of the day. So it's definitely a big difference. It's twice the size, but for now he's going to be staying in this tub right here. So I've definitely got some work to do when it comes to his possible shell rot and his bone stuff. I can't really do much about his shell. That simply just didn't grow right. And because he's almost full size, well, he's not full size yet, but as he continues to grow, it should fix itself slightly because I will have the proper lighting on him. But what's already happened with his shell probably won't go back. But like I said, I can fix the shell rot. I already have the stuff needed for that, so that shouldn't be too difficult. It'll just take some time. But yeah, he's looking good. He's been calming down the past few days. I'm definitely going to give him a number of days to keep adjusting. I did take him out, and as you see, he hated it. So I'm not going to be handling him much more until he gets much more comfortable with the area. But I do need your help because as he came to the new home, I'm going to give him a new name also. So write down some name ideas in the comments. If I do end up picking the name that you suggested, I'll make sure to add you to a future video. But yeah, I added those rocks under his basking thing. I need to make sure the temperature's right. I'm pretty sure it is. But I think everything's set up right. If you have any recommendations, I'm thinking of trying to find him some nice edible plants I can add. And then I'll start working on really putting together a good diet instead of just him having the pellets and other little treats. But yeah, this is the new guy I got with me, a 10-year-old red ear slider. He looks pretty cool and he's been really active, so I think he's going to do well once I continue working on treating his issues, and hopefully he'll get eating soon, but I'll make sure to add him in future videos. And again, leave some name ideas in the comments. But yeah, that's it for this video on my newest animal. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.